Week 11 is upon us. We've got some matchups, a lot of matchups that just give me strange vibes, just some really interesting just like matchups that either don't happen very often or just give me really specific feelings about them. How are you feeling about week 11?
Uh, I feel like there's potential for a lot of blowouts this week.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, and it might not be some of the games you're expecting to be blowouts, but then again, the NFL has been wild and wacky and crazy so far to this point. So maybe I'm just completely wrong, and all the underdogs end up winning this
Well,
week.
Minnesota's not on bye, so I know one game that's not going to be a
Yeah,
blowout.
one game's gonna be close.
Um, Yeah, starting off on Thursday night though, New England is traveling to Atlanta.
Yeah, Super Bowl 51 rematch here. Little 28-3 action. Patriots at Falcons. See, if the Falcons wouldn't have lost by 70 last week and the Patriots wouldn't have won by 40, I still would have thought that this game would have been going towards the Patriots. But that really enforced it. This especially has potential to just be like, all right, it's halftime. I can turn this off and go to bed. On Thursday night. Not as big of a stinker of a Thursday night game as you'd hope, because that's what we all want for Thursday night games, just big stinkers. But yeah, this could just be done by the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm completely expecting New England to dominate this game. The one thing is the pacing of New England's offense usually doesn't allow them to completely pull away from a game in the
Mm-hmm.
first half. So like actually there was a game in Atlanta, maybe like man, how long ago was it now? 7 years ago maybe, when Tampa came to town and just like Atlanta had like 45 on them in a half. And it was just like this wasn't even close. I don't think the Patriots are built that way. Patriots could still win this game by a ridiculous margin, but I don't think there's any way that this game is completely over at halftime. Would say have her favoring New England. I'm picking New England, but yeah, I don't think they could pull away too early. Um, and I guess if Atlanta keeps it close, I'll be surprised. But Atlanta has surprised me a few times this season. There's the potential for it to happen, but I still really
Yeah.
like New England, and I like how New England's coached. I don't think New England ever overlooks an opponent, and I think that makes it pretty tough for Atlanta to have much of a chance in this one.
Yeah, missing Cordero Patterson is going to hurt them in this one. Not having him, yeah. That's a big reason why I think they're just down and out and don't really have a chance because he has been a majority of the offense the whole season. But hey, Kyle Pitts, 200 receiving yards in a game. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Baltimore at Chicago.
I wanted to pick, like, there's a lot of games this week where it's like, I want to pick the team that I think is going to lose really badly. Uh, and in that case, I think Chicago's going to lose this game. And Chicago has the defense to do exactly what Miami did last week. Now, not as strong of a secondary as Miami has, where they could just send those guys and have the secondary like make plays when they need them to. But they can just send heat. They could send Khalil Mack and a bunch of guys every play to rattle Lamar, but they don't have the secondary to really cover the guys. And even with the lackluster receiving core that Baltimore has, I still think that they can pick apart the guys that they do have. So with that, I am taking the Ravens to win this one.
I'm not overanalyzing it. I I am
That's our job.
so I'm so down and out on Matt Nagy. I may pick against him the rest of the season unless I'm excited enough by Justin Fields, which I could be to decide to pick the Bears in a week. But no, Matt Nagy has just like made me. I've just gotten like just doesn't operate how I would want my football team to be operated at all. I'm picking Baltimore 100% because the Ravens, on the other hand, do 100% operate a football team exactly how I would want a football team run. So that's why I'm picking Baltimore. Green Bay at Minnesota.
This game's guaranteed to be close. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if I think Green Bay is going to win by a lot or not. That doesn't matter. It just matters that I think Green Bay is going to win. Granted, they could not win. Minnesota has they win the last game? Did they?
What are you asking? I may be able
They
to
didn't
answer
even
it.
they didn't even play 2 weeks ago. Never mind. They didn't even play 2 weeks ago. So they beat the Chargers, who Chargers are a good team. I don't think they beat Green Bay though. I don't think they beat Green Bay. I think Green Bay beats them at home. I know Minnesota has that awesome home field advantage. Aaron Rodgers has played there too much for that to rattle him though. Yeah, I got Green Bay winning this one.
Well, I like the I like the idea that Kirk Cousins, is going to play up to snuff versus another great quarterback, right? And seeing Aaron Rodgers on the opposite sideline is going to make him play up to a really solid level, right? But last week, Rodgers still recovering from his COVID, seemingly a little slow getting back on the horse. Even though he got lucky last week and was playing a Seattle team that was even more slow getting back on their horse. Let's say that continues for one more week, and just because, like I said, it's more fun to pick Minnesota than it is to not pick Minnesota, I'm picking Minnesota.
All right.
Indianapolis at Buffalo.
I'm going Indy here. The Bills, both these teams played bad teams last week. Indy has been more consistent with their play over the past past 3 games, I'd say. The Bills have not. I'm going with the more consistent team here, even though they're on the road. Top receivers for both teams, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, have very similar stats. I'm going with the Colts here. I think they can use Jonathan Taylor to their advantage and run all over the Bills. In an upset. Colts in an upset.
I like how you focused on the Colts offense versus our number one defense and not like slowing down our offense at all. I don't know. I feel like that may be a little more important to focus on here. Yeah, no, I'm very interested to see how this matchup goes this week. I'm still not. I know we put up 45, but it's still against the Jets and doing 6 the week before against the Jags. I want to get a little more consistency back on the offensive side of the ball. So let's hope that continues to trend in the correct direction, because I don't like. I get really nervous every time I see our offense slow down. Let's hope the offense still looks good this week. I'll take the Bills. I'm still very concerned, though. Detroit at Cleveland.
I wanted to pick the Lions so bad. I wanted to pick the Lions. Baker is banged up. He said in a press conference today that he is the most banged up he has ever been playing football, ever. The Browns, I mean, after a game like that, a little down on themselves. Nick Chubb, he might not be 100% coming back. Dan Campbell could take advantage of it. Those boys had the sweet taste of a tie, and they want more. It's like they licked the bone of a piece of meat, but they didn't get to taste the meat, and now they want that meat. But they're playing the Browns, and I don't think they're able to do it.
The Browns are like a 500 football team right now with so many things going against them, and you want to pick the Lions. Why are you not picking the Lions?
Because I am multiple games behind you in this, so I can't risk doing that. And also, I'm taking
but do you think I'm about to take the Lions?
I mean, it doesn't change anything that the Browns are.
But you have
win.
to pick. You have to pick.
Why put myself in the hole more? You just want me to lose more. I'm already taking one for the team by picking the Bills every week, and you never thank me for it. By that influencing my losing record against you. And now when I'm making a smart decision and picking a team that I think is going to win, even though multiple times when the Lions have played, I just picked the Lions because I want the Lions to win. Now you're telling me to pick the Lions so I continue to lose? No. That's not how it's going to work. Browns. I got the Browns winning this one at home.
Okay. I mean, I'm taking Cleveland too, but honestly, do you want me to pick the Lions?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'll take the Lions. I don't care. I just got to switch it here. Because the Browns are really not in a good spot to win this game, so I don't really care. I'll take the Lions this week. It's fine.
You just messed up.
I'm
about to get all these games right.
But you're going to be even more upset if the Lions actually win this game, because I think...
No, I won't, because the Lions would have won.
The Lions finally win, and you finally don't pick the Lions. You've picked the Lions for
Not
like.
finally. No. I picked the Lions for a couple. I haven't picked the Lions every week.
All right, go Detroit this week. I'll take Detroit, which means I have another upset on the books already. This next game, though, Washington at Carolina. Um, this was a game that I really actually this was the one I had the hardest time with this week because I was kind of almost just like I think I want to just take the underdog because I feel this is close. It's a good way to grab another upset in there. But I don't know. I'm feeling really close on it, but Carolina is the home team. They both showed good stuff last week, but Carolina is the home team is kind of what's got me leaning towards Carolina right now, but I don't know how sold I necessarily should be on that, but that's what I got right now, so maybe you can add a little more to the equation.
I'm very sold on Carolina. Cam's got the juice flowing through him. I like it. I like it. They seem to be rallying around Cam. He's got those guys pumped up. McCaffrey's playing with like a huge smile on his face if he's going to be the starting QB. Like I think that that's going to do a lot for him. I know that, and this is what makes it tough is the football team's coming off a huge win, beating Tampa, and that's riding high on their confidence. But you got to contain Cam Newton because he's not the passer he used to be. He mainly runs a lot. And one of the bigger contained guys on that team, Chase Young, he's done for the year, and you're not going to have him. So that's really what influenced me. But a little Cam Newton against Riverboat Ron action going on now. Love to see it. Revenge game for Ron Rivera, I guess. So yeah, I
Yeah,
got the Panthers.
no, I'm very interested with the Ron Rivera stuff going on. And this could whoever wins this game really could start getting hot at the right point in the season. Um, but yeah, moving on to the next one. Houston at Tennessee.
I got Tennessee here. Tennessee, like I said in our recap video yesterday, they've just been stringing together wins. Like even I don't want to say undeserved wins because if you win, you deserve to win. Uh, but just close wins where it's like, I'll be able to pull this one out. Uh, I don't think they'll have a problem pulling it out against Houston. Uh, yeah, Houston is like one of the worst teams in the league. Tennessee should beat them. And I think that's like the first time since like the Derrick Henry injury where it's like Tennessee should like they should beat this team out of the teams that they played because every single one of them it's been like I'm taking Tennessee here at least when I've taken them. It's like I'm taking Tennessee here, but I don't know. This one is like you guys should beat Houston.
I know Tennessee will win this. In my mind, I know Tennessee will win this. But wait a minute. Didn't I completely forgot to cover this in our recap. I said Arizona should have won that game against
Uh-huh.
Carolina by like what?
Mm-hmm.
Multiple scores. And I said I feel really confident about it. Whatever I feel really confident about in a week is usually wrong. Oh boy. This is the thing that I feel really confident about. That's starting to make me nervous. Now I haven't switched any picks like mid-show before, but now I'm scared because
You literally just did with the
no,
Detroit
no,
pick.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I haven't done it before today is what I meant to say. And now I'm scared. I almost want to do it with two of them because like this week I feel like the obvious thing should be Tennessee. Like it's definitely going to win this. But every week that I've came up with every week I've mentioned something that's super obvious to me, it's been the one thing that doesn't happen. And it was proven again last week with Carolina kind of easily beating Arizona. Um Jeez, man. Now that makes me scared. I don't know though. Maybe I'm double clutching it or something though. I'm picking Tennessee. I don't want to change another one, and definitely not switch to Houston. But I do want to mention that I think this game could be close because
Mhm.
I like I said, I still think the coaching advantage for Tennessee. I don't know how they just always manage to find a way to do like make all the correct coaching decisions. But then on the other hand, they are still down a lot of roster talent, and I think that's going to balance this game out a bit. So I don't think they're going to be able to win by a ton. Um,
Mhm.
and that's where I'll leave it with me saying that I'm going to stick with Tennessee in the end
All
after all
right.
that. Um,
All right.
yeah. San Francisco at Jacksonville.
If you would have asked me this after the Arizona game that San Fran played, I definitely probably I shouldn't say definitely. I mean I probably would have taken Jacksonville because Jacksonville's played good these past two games. But after they just schooled the Rams in prime time, I have my faith in them has been reinvigorated. I don't know by how much though. I don't know if it should be that way. Because the Niners have been shaky at best throughout the entire season. But it's the Jags, so I'm going with the Niners.
Yeah, Jags have looked good the past 2 weeks, but you know, we were convinced about the Niners before we were convinced about the Jags, and
Mm.
I'll guess that the Niners trend beating a team like the Rams so convincingly is a trend in the right direction. And I feel like they should be able to run the ball pretty well against Jacksonville, which is the most important thing for the Niners to be successful. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that'll continue, and I'll take the Niners. Uh,
Nice.
then we got Miami at the New York Jets.
Ooh, my lock is in this one. Uh, I'm going with Miami here. I'm locking Miami to win this one. Uh, Now I picked this before the Joe Flacco news got out, and I don't know if the Joe Flacco news makes this game not lock worthy because of how much the Dolphins might just beat the Jets with Joe Flacco out there, but they might just do the same thing with Mike White because the Bills did the same thing with Mike White. Uh, yeah, it's the two worst teams in the AFC East going toe to toe for who is going to be the worst. I have more confident in I'm more confident in the Dolphins at Tua than I am in Joe Flacco and Corey Davis. But my favorite thing that I heard during the Bills Jets game is Spiriditas said the the Jets have six slot receivers and Corey Davis. And then that next play that he said that he's like Corey Davis in the slot. I'm like, something doesn't seem right there. If you got six slot receivers and then Corey Davis, you got Corey Davis lining up in the slot. Uh so just incompetency from the Jets offense, really. And then the defense hasn't looked that great either. Uh,
It's hard when you have guys on your roster like Elijah Moore, who looks like a slot receiver, but I don't think he is.
but also isn't getting a lot of snaps. Like
He's getting
it seemed like Elijah. He didn't seem like he was getting a lot of plays. Maybe it was
I
just
can't
that he
speak.
wasn't getting the ball thrown to him that much, and maybe that's why I think that. But it felt like he wasn't on the field that much.
It felt like the quarterback wasn't really hitting,
Well, yeah,
doing anything to help anybody. That was
I
a
don't know
skill
how
position
much.
player.
I don't know how much Joe Flacco changes that though.
Touchdown drive.
Yeah, against backups.
Not all of them. Uh, I've got really bad news for you though.
You locking this one?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
there's no change in the movement this week because I wanted to lock the Dolphins too. So, there won't be any movement in the lock rankings this week. No matter what happens, we're both picking the Dolphins to lock them up. I guess that just shows what we think about the Jets, really, most importantly. Um, moving along though, next we got New Orleans heading to Philadelphia.
I was surprised when I looked at the spread for this one to see
Yeah.
that New Orleans is the underdog in this one, which pretty interesting. I understand that Philly's at home. It's not that large of a spread.
Wait. Hang on. Now we may need to update this. I think actually you said that. You said New Orleans was the underdog when you checked it.
Yeah.
I don't know how recent the thing I was looking at was, but when I just checked it, it had New Orleans as the favorite.
When I checked it this morning at like 9:30 in the morning, it had New Orleans as the underdog.
Week
Yeah. It's
11. I mean, I don't know if these are
I'm reading it
live, but
right here that New Orleans plus 1.5.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I just misread it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can rock with that. I mean, this is one of those ones that's so close though. It's all literally like pick 'em again. That's like
Yeah.
barely worth noting, honestly.
Yeah. And I'd give the edge in quarterback to Jalen Hurts here over Trevor Siemian, but everything else around the team, especially if Alvin Kamara's back, for the Saints, everything else around Trevor Siemian is better than everything else around Devontae or Jalen Hurts. Besides Devontae Smith, maybe maybe the Eagles have like a better number one receiver than the Saints do. Other than that, though, everything around Trevor Siemian is better. I'm gonna give and the Saints lost last week, so I mean I know Jameis isn't the QB, but maybe this is a real test for it if they win here, which I hope they do. I got the Saints in an upset.
Okay. Saints in an upset. Well, I like I said last video, I've been picking Philly pretty well for whatever reason. I'm feeling Philly here. Um, I don't know. I think it mostly has to do with the fact that they're the home team, and still I don't love picking Trevor Siemian in much of anything. So I'm pretty hesitant to fall in love with picking the Saints when he's the starting quarterback for them. So I'm gonna go with Philadelphia, but I mean it could be closer than I'm giving it credit for because they kept it close to the Titans last week, and I'd say the Titans are probably a better football team than the Eagles, and it's basically the exact same situation that New Orleans finds themselves in the following week. So I can
Mm-hmm.
understand why you pick New Orleans. I'm going
And
Philadelphia though.
they almost beat the Titans.
They did. They did. They were very close. Um, Next up is Cincinnati at Las Vegas. Oh, actually, I just wanted to mention with New Orleans at Philadelphia, I can't believe how often we see that matchup. It feels like we see that
Yeah.
matchup so often, and they're not in the same division. It's so weird. But
Mm-hmm.
and then this next matchup, Cincinnati at Las Vegas, like I feel like maybe like once in my life the Bengals have played the Raiders.
Yeah, it feels weird. Like this would have been great if it was like the Vontez Perfect, Pac-Man Jones Bengals going against the Raiders, because then it would have been like the Bengals are supposed to be the Ra or these guys are supposed to be on the Raiders, and I mean Vontez Perfect did end up on the Raiders eventually, but uh yeah, like you said in yesterday's episode about how that Kansas City Vegas game will set a precedent or like a jump point for one, two, or both, like one or both of the things of Kansas City going on a run and Vegas going on their decline. I think their decline starts now. And Cincinnati was on their bye week last week. They're having 2 weeks to prepare for Vegas. I think they beat them here. I got Cincinnati.
I agree with everything you said, so I'm going with Cincinnati too, basically for the exact same reasons. Uh, I don't think there's much to add besides that. Uh, Dallas at Kansas City.
I'm feeling hot with this one. I'm feeling hot with this one. See, now I did agree with that one trend about the Raiders going back down after that game. I don't know about the Kansas City thing though, about them taking off after that game, because they're going against a Dallas team that just whooped the Falcons. So, and I need another upset here. So I got Dallas beating Kansas City in an upset, which I'm very excited to watch this game. Uh, America's game of the week too, by the way.
Yeah,
Because of course it has to be. The Cowboys are playing in it.
of course.
Um, yeah, I'm really excited to watch this one because I really do think the Cowboys can beat the Chiefs. But this would be the real test for Kansas City if they're like going to go on that trajectory like of winning now and like get it together.
I feel like in recent weeks I've just been ruining everything for you, like all your hot takes.
Why? Because you also agree with it, and then
Well, yeah,
they end up taking.
because Kansas City's gonna be headed in the right direction now, but even though I think Kansas City's actually like their offense is gonna be put together, I think Dallas is still a better team than Kansas City is, even if they're actually both playing to their full potential. I'm expecting both these teams to actually be playing at their full potential now, but I think Dallas is a better team based off like what we've seen this year. I know
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City hasn't been playing to their full potential all year, but I'm saying I think they're going to be from now on here out. I still think Dallas is better though, so I'm also picking Dallas in this.
The best thing about Patrick Mahomes throwing against that Dallas secondary is he's going against his like defensive counterpart at least this season of how it's been with Trayvon Diggs. Of it's either it's either going to be a turnover or a touchdown if you throw against me, and that's basically how Patrick Mahomes plays quarterback. If it's going to be a touchdown or a turnover, so I'm very excited to see him just throw the ball at him the entire game.
I hope so. I that would make it even more entertaining, honestly. I hope you're right. Um Arizona at Seattle.
No new this I haven't changed a game yet after our episode has been released. It might happen if Kyler is healthy because right now the reports that I saw, people don't know if Kyler is going to be playing this week or not. At least what I saw this morning when I was picking my games. And I think if you got Colt McCoy and you're going against Seattle at Seattle with the 12th man there, Russ having another week to rehab, like really try to get more to 100% than he was because it seemed like he was rushed out there to play or rushed himself more to go and play. Maybe the Seahawks dial it back on a certain amount of plays on him, uh, whatever it be. But I got the Seahawks winning here. And it's weird that when I looked at it this morning, picking the Seahawks is not an upset. Picking the Seahawks, like the Seahawks are projected to win or like with the spread. They're favored, which is weird.
Man, I need to go back and I mean we can talk about we should probably just talk about this after the show to look at what we're looking at. But again, here how I saw it, Arizona was favored when I checked it. But with all that being said, I'm good on my upsets already, even if this does or doesn't count. Um, with this, I kind of see it how you do. I'm just with how we saw Russell Wilson come back last week, and then also Aaron Rodgers come back after injury. I don't know if even if Kyler does play, like I kind of feel like I'm gonna be the same way either way, whether or not Kyler does play. Coming back from missing a little bit of time, I don't love that. Also, still feels like a decent amount of the rest of the Arizona roster's banged up. And now, once again, same scenario I put up last week, but even more so now. This is literally the last ditch effort now for Seattle. If they want any chance of salvaging anything out of this season, they once again cannot lose. Even I said that last week, but I mean there is still a chance this week. If they lose this week, I think it's literally impossible for them to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And with all that being said, once again, Russell Wilson, one more week back healthy, either going against Colt McCoy or a returning Kyler Murray. I'm still picking Seattle. Yeah, they're. I will 100% say though, like you can basically say Seattle's done for the year if they lose this game, and I'll put that on the books now.
All right.
Pittsburgh at the Chargers.
This game would scare me, with me and my Chargers fandom here and how they've struggled to stop the run. This game would scare me if the Steelers were smart enough to run the ball with Najee Harris rather than have Big Ben just throw him swing passes. Like that's what they do. That's how they get him the ball. They use him in the passing game. Granted, they do run the ball with him, but teams that have beaten the Chargers that have strong run games like commit to using that run or using the run like 75% of the game. There's no way the Steelers do that because Big Ben needs to, huck the rock 40 times a
Well,
game.
not huck it, but he just needs to like lightly underhandedly toss
Yeah.
it 2 yards up the field.
Yeah, he needs to throw it. Uh and he's coming back from COVID. So there's that. If he's even able to come back cuz Mason Rudolph might be playing. If Mason Rudolph's playing that game, I'm definitely picking the Chargers, but why is Pittsburgh playing in so many like primetime games?
because
Like,
they're still the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know. But
It's
they're
brandable.
bad.
It's brand.
Bad.
I know.
Yeah.
It is bad. I can't believe that
Can't spell
there's.
brand without bad.
You're right. I can't believe that we have now seen this as a Sunday night football matchup on two separate occasions since the Chargers got to LA. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what they've been looking at in recent years that would say, yes, put this on the slate for Sunday night football.
Because it's brandable.
I'm going with the Chargers here too. I don't see much of anything that would make me want to go with Pittsburgh in this matchup. Remember that happy 17-point mark. I will happily take Justin Herbert to always at least hit the 17-point mark, especially against this team. Alrighty, last game of the week. Monday Night Football, a game we've been waiting all season for. New York Giants going to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What's like the opposite of anticipation? Like, you anticipate a matchup all season, but this is dread. I've been dreading this game all season.
Yes.
Just because it's like, this is the only game that's on. This would be a great 1 o'clock game.
All eyes are on us.
Yeah, where I'm like at the Bills stadium watching the Bills game there, and I can just check my phone and be like, oh yeah, Tampa Bay beat the Giants. But now it's just, yep, get back from my classes, sit down, do some work. It's like, oh, what's on? So yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay to win this one.
I don't even I don't know what I mean, like, Tampa Bay played poorly last week, so maybe that'll happen again. And the Giants had a bye, and they just beat a team that's quote unquote good in the Raiders. And yeah, I don't think I believe any of that. I'm still going Tampa Bay. I think there are some things that could help keep the game close, especially the fact that it's Brady versus the Giants. But like, yeah, no, I mean, I don't like the chances the Giants have in this game. This is definitely going to be a Monday night broadcast that is watched through the Manning broadcast and not the main broadcast, because I'm going to need some other form of entertainment besides the game itself.
The one thing I will say is Tom Brady in back-to-back weeks is playing quarterbacks that I have called Vanilla Vic at one point or another during their playing careers in Taylor Heineke and Daniel Jones. So there is that. That might play a factor in it.
Yeah, sure. All right, who's going to make you look stupid this week?
Well, besides the Giants just pulling up the upset of the century, I mean, if Joe Flacco just returns to Super Bowl MVP caliber, returns to elite QB status like we all knew he was in Baltimore, then we'd both get our locks wrong there. But yeah, if Jacksonville can impress and beat San Fran, and San Fran shows that it was just like a one game thing, like divisional games.
But like, even if the Jets win, like, what are they gonna win? Like 14-10? Like, is it really gonna be like that big of a deal? Like, it's not like Joe Flacco's gonna be. I don't think Joe Flacco's about to put up 35 even against the Dolphins.
I think it comes down to whatever QB gets sacked less. that's gonna.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be the determining factor in who wins that game.
Yeah. Well, I never feel bad about picking Minnesota because the game's at least going to be close, so that's not a problem. I don't know. Seattle could look terrible again, just like literally that broken finger just completely debilitates Russell Wilson completely. Once again, I'm a little worried about Washington because I don't really know a lot about how that game went against Tampa Bay last week, because I just wasn't putting stock into it until the last play of the game, and I was like, holy crap, they actually did win. And then, of course, since I switched into picking Detroit this week, just because I still don't like the situation Cleveland is in, we'll see how that goes. I'm not too terrified, but we'll see how that goes. You all set?
Yeah, I think we could cut this here.